If your Xbox is doing absolutely nothing when you press the power button, or maybe if it's turning on and then right back off, which is not always a power supply issue, then this might help you out. At the very least, you'll learn something about how to work on your console. The Series S is a lot easier to work on than the Series X, even though there really isn't much to it. That's kind of what makes it easier. At the very least, you might learn something from this video, at least how to open up your console, how to clean it out, that kind of thing, what kind of tools you might need. I personally like my iFixit toolkits. I do also apply a thermal pad where a round of thermal stuff was. You can find thermal pads on Amazon. The one I used was 2 millimeters thick. That's probably exactly what you need. They come in big sheets. You cut out what size you need, and then I used that to replace the piece that we got. Without further ado, enjoy this video. This is going to be the first of many general repair things that I do. At the very least, like it, please. Comment on it, please. And I'm going to try to do a lot more of this kind of thing for you guys in the future. Bear with me because I'm still learning my style. Hello everybody, my name is Kyle. Let's replace the power supply inside of the Xbox Series S. Your first step to do anything inside of this console will be to remove these two screws. Keep in mind they are hidden under 2 warranty stickers. Once that is done, lay it down and the bottom comes off by sliding forward. You're going to need a Torx T8 bit and remove all of these green screws. Not the weird ones, we'll take care of those in a minute, but the green screws that are flat, remove those. Keep track of these screws however you really want, because a lot of these screws really can only go to one place anyway. Now that that is done, what I like to do is lay it like this and then do something like that, and the console comes out. This piece is no longer connected to anything, so you can also take this off. And your Xbox Series S has very little inside of it, won't even lie to you. It is clearly labeled that this is your power supply unit. If you're confused on the next part, flip it over, and you can see that these are the only screws that are on the side with the power supply, so you want to take out these screws next. These are pretty tight, so give them a little bit of, you know what I mean? And they will come out. When screws are this tight, you really want to make sure you're using the exact correct bit, because they are definitely going to be prone to stripping. The reason that these are so hard to take out is because they actually thread directly into the plastic, kind of like how a case fan works inside of a desktop computer. Alright, mark my words, I'm gonna stop talking like an announcer or whatever. I gotta quit doing that. I just gotta be me, but I'm all like, this is how you do this. Haha. This screw is actually stuck. There we go, a little bit of wiggling and that'll come out. We'll flip it back over. And now we can just lift up on the power supply and the whole thing comes out. No cables or anything to worry about. There's a very good chance that your new power supply will not come with this thermal round. I will just be using a thermal pad to replace this. And now this is as simple as just like a Lego brick. Line it up and press it into place. The fun part, putting in all of these super hard to screw screws. And like I said, don't get too crazy about where these screws go, because if you find somewhere that they cannot go, let's say here, it's not going to do anything. You'll know that this is not where it's supposed to go. If it actually threads, see, another one, if it actually threads, then you know that that's where it's supposed to go. A good trick for the port itself, because it's going to be all wobbly, is to either do these two first, which I'm not doing, or you put both of them in first and then screw them into place, and the port itself will start to fall into place. And I actually made the mistake I said not to do. I'm using a Torx T8, which works, but you actually want the Torx T10, and I found this out as I was trying to re-screw in these screws. At this point, you should know what to do, because we're just pretty much doing everything backwards. Flip it back over, put your metal cover back on, lay your plastic housing down, slide this into place. Something like that. And then make sure that those go back into place. You can't see that. Make sure that this lines up correctly. Put all of your green screws back into place. Once that is done, you just slide your bottom cover back on, install these two screws, and you're all set.